Okay, I bought this 2006 Dodge Ram quad cab a couple of weeks ago, and the seat, driver's side seat, is not moving. It's, you can see here, the right side moves but the left doesn't, so it kind of twists instead of moving back and forth. It just the right side of the seat moves back and forth. So there's got to be something wrong with the gear here, or there's something stuck in the track. I don't know. I've already done much more than I really need to, as I've already taken the console out and I completely took the whole seat out. But after doing all that, I found that's not really necessary. And I've taken that plastic cover off. This plastic cover here I've removed from here, and that's not really necessary either, because if your seat's way too far back like mine, you'd have to actually take the seat out in order to get to this screw right here. So you don't have to take that off. What you're going to need is a 13mm wrench to get back on these nuts back here, which I've already taken these out, but I kind of partially reassembled this so I could show other people how to do this, because it was very frustrating. I spent a lot of time on the internet trying to find a solution and didn't really find anything. So what you're going to need to do is take these two nuts out. Like I say, the right side is fine. It's just this left track I'm having a problem with. So you're taking these two nuts off, and then the two back here. That allows this whole side to be lifted up, see, like that. Now you need to come over here and take just the front two nuts off of this side. So actually you could just take those front four off first, and then you can lift the whole seat back. I'm going to have to set the camera down to do this. Okay, actually I should have mentioned at the beginning, lift the seat all the way up as far as it'll go before you do anything. And then if these get bind like mine did, just grab both these poles here with your hand and do like that, and you can lift this whole seat back like that. See, we've got this side loose. We don't really need to do that side, because that track over there is fine. You can see that moves fine, but this one doesn't move at all. Okay, so now we've done that, we can lift the motor assembly. This right here, and these cables just pull right out. You can actually take these cables, and you can barely see it, but it moves. Okay, so that track assembly there moves. You can see that little wheel spinning right there. But then this track assembly over here, see, nothing happens. See, the little wheel doesn't spin. There's something wrong with this one. So the idea is to remove this assembly Let's see if I can find out what's wrong with it. And if not, maybe go to a wrecking yard and see if I can buy just this side instead of spending. You can buy this whole assembly here with the new motors and everything for $400, but all three of my motors are good. See, here's the two that lift it up and tilt it, and then this one moves it back and forth. So all that is fine. It's just this, I just need to fix this or replace it. So what I'm going to do, I don't know how that looks, but I'm going to lift this. Okay, you'll need a 15mm socket. To take this front bolt out. These will probably be a little bit harder than this. I've already had this one out, so. And then you will need an 18mm socket back here. And this one I had to use a breaker bar at first, and I sprayed WD-40 on the bolt threads up underneath the truck. This one was very hard to break. Now, so now we can lift this out. I was gonna put a wheel chock under here to support that so it doesn't bind it up or anything on the other side. Let's see. Hold on a second. There, so I've removed the track assembly, stuck a wheel chock under there to keep it from, binding the other track. A block of wood, anything to do that. And here is the track assembly that I've got to figure out why this won't move. That's my next step. So what I'm going to do next is remove the track from the stand. These supports right here. There's 3 nuts on the bottom to do that. Okay, I've played around with the right side track and put the seat back down and got it to the distance that I need to be able to reach the pedals. And so what I've decided to do until I can find me another track for the left side is I'm going to use this hole here for that bolt. I'm going to cut this bolt off, and I'm going to drill a hole right there so I can mount that bolt there. So I'll have 2 mounting bolts instead of 3, but that should work until I can find me another track. So instead of spending $400 on a whole new power seat assembly, I should be able to find this track somewhere for 25 or 30 bucks, I hope. So anyway, I'm going to do that and we'll see how it looks. Okay, I've used a die grinder and cut off that extra stud that I don't need back there. And now, so I've got this pretty well lined up with the one across. I may have to adjust that one a little bit, because this one here is going to be stationary once I'm done. This one will be stationary. I'll have to adjust that one to move with it, and this is going to stick out a little further than where I want it to, but right now I just need my legs to reach those pedals, because right now I'm having to stretch a pretty good weight. So now I just got to drill a hole in this stand right here for that stud. Okay, I've made my new hole to move this track up a little further, but ran a little bit of complications because of these bolt heads right there. It wouldn't fit all the way flat like I had hoped it would, but so I had to end up putting a spacer, put a washer back here to try to make it as even as possible. So this side of the seat's going to sit up just a little bit higher than the other, but that'll be okay. This is just temporary until I find me a new track. So I'm going to put it together and we'll see how it looks. Okay, I've got the rail assembly mounted back. It's not tight yet. I'm going to wait till I get everything together. So now we need to put the seat back on. So there's a little adjustment right here back and forth, so I didn't want to tighten that until we had this all together. Put the motor assembly on. Make sure I don't know if I want to. I'm actually going to leave this. I'm going to leave the cable out on this side, so that way if I try to adjust the other side, it won't attempt to adjust this side that's jammed. So this side here won't even be attempting to work at all. I can still adjust this side to match this side as needed. Now remember, you squeeze these two bars together like that when you're trying to put this back together. See how it doesn't line up right there? Just squeeze those bars and it will. Just like that. And now I'm going to put those 13mm nuts back on. Okay, I took the truck for a test drive and it was just perfect. I mean, I can reach the pedals perfectly now. Got everything bolted back together now. As you can see, I've had to re-drill the hole here to move this forward to get it there. And I could still adjust the other side, but I went ahead and disconnected the motor right here. Disconnect this motor wire so that, you know, if my wife gets in here, she don't know or doesn't remember and tries to adjust it, and that just the right side's gonna move back and forth, it could bind something up. So just to be safe, went ahead and did that. But I can still raise and lower the seat, tilt it. I can do all that still, so life is good. And when I get the new track assembly, I may do another video again, hopefully a little bit better than this one. This is my first instructional video. So since I didn't really need to remove the console, I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in now, and I'll make a video on that, because I've read online that some people don't know how to do that and they think it's riveted in and things like that, but it's really not. There's 4 bolts up under the plastic tub inside it that you have to take out. So anyway, or actually there's 6. There's 2 on those back there. But yeah, so I'll make a video on that Thanks for tuning in.